And with this renewed effort, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle sending a very strong message to Russia. But Paul Whelan's brother feels it's ultimately going to take President Biden and Russian President Putin meeting to come up with a solution to end this nightmare.
He was never a spy. He isn't a spy now. Now he sits every day and he trims the loose strings off clothes that they make at the prison.
David Whelan describing what the days are like for his brother Paul, who has spent the last 2.5 years in a Russian labor camp for prisoners. A filthy, dilapidated environment surrounded by sickness, without enough food or medical care.
Obviously, we would love Paul back, and it's really unfortunate that the Russian judicial system doesn't believe that they need to show any evidence in order to incarcerate people for 16 years.
In 2018, Paul Whelan was attending a wedding in Russia when he was arrested for espionage, a crime his family and U.S. officials believe was a setup. That's why Congress plans to pass a bipartisan resolution demanding the Russian government provide evidence or release the Novi resident.
We have our policies in place about negotiations and what we will not do. But in this case, if they have evidence on Paul, they need to show it to us. Otherwise, they need to release him immediately.
What we have here is an autocratic leader that needs to be reined in, and I am not going to stop until he is freed and released and back home in Novi, Michigan.
Whelan lives in Congresswoman Stevens' 11th district. This renewed effort by Congress, new sanctions implemented by President Biden, and other countries holding Russia accountable is finally giving the Whelan family a glimmer of hope.
I'm actually really thrilled to see President Biden asking for a summit with President Putin. I'm very hopeful that President Putin will take him up on that and that will go forward. It's that sort of bridge building that hadn't been going on for the entire time that Paul's been in Russia. And I think that it's a huge improvement. It's the sort of thing that if there is going to be a release of Paul, that's what it's going to take.
Up until now, the U.S. has reached a stalemate with the Russian authorities who refuse to provide Paul due process and a fair trial. The former Marine and police officer now able to phone his parents weekly, but we're told his health is deteriorating rapidly.
Russia needs to understand that we're serious.
Now, you were looking at some file video there. It's a much different situation at the labor camp in Russia. Now, we're told the Russian ambassador, our Russian ambassador, has traveled to Russia to meet with Paul while he's been in this prison labor camp. We're told he will continue to make this difficult trek to the labor camp to make sure that Paul doesn't lose faith, knows what's going on, and knows his government is still working to help him. Monica?